Okay, so we've already created one hole that goes completely through our part. It's a 6 mm diameter hole. And if we go back to our part, remember that our part has 4 holes in each corner. Okay, so there's a couple different ways we can do this. We could go through that process again 3 more times, or we can use a more advanced feature, which is the pattern feature. Okay, so for the sake of learning, we're going to use the pattern feature here. So to do that, let's go over here to the browser and look for the hole that we drew. We only drew one hole. Here it is right here. Click the plus sign, and you'll see that the sketch that we use to place that hole is consumed inside of it. We want to turn the visibility on. So right click, go down to visibility, left click. Now that sketch is on. So what we're going to end up doing is placing a hole at these other 3 corners here. And like I said, you could just go back and use the hole feature 3 more times, but I want to introduce you to this rectangular pattern feature. So go ahead and click rectangular, and the feature right now, the first thing that you have to select is what is it that you're going to pattern? What are you going to duplicate? We're going to duplicate this hole here. So if you hover your mouse toward the edge of this hole, you can see that that circle, the hole gets highlighted, and I left click it, and that should, when I move my mouse away, that should be the only thing that's highlighted. Okay, it's a little tricky at first, but if you have to, if you end up clicking something else, just hit, you can hit cancel and then go back to rectangular pattern and try it again. All right, boom. Okay. So now I could pattern more than one object, but here I only want to pattern this one object. So now that I've selected it, I want to go to direction 1 and left click that, make sure that's selected. And so I'm going to go to the outside of my rectangle, or my part here, and see how my edge, the outside edge, is highlighted here. I want to left click this, okay? And so now you see a little arrow that's indicating the direction that this hole is going to go if I change the distance. And notice that the hole is the same diameter as this one, because I selected the feature and I've patterned it. And I can select as far as how many holes I want to pattern. If I change this to, I can change this to 4, have 4 holes. But in this case, all I want is 2 in this column. There's going to be one here that's already there, and there's going to be another one here. And as far as the distance, just this little flipped option here, if I click this, then it's going to, it's going to go in the opposite direction when I add distance to it, but I want it to go in this direction. So the center of this hole is at this corner. I want the center of this hole to be at this corner. So the question is, what is the length of this edge here? Well, that's here. That's 39. That's what we dimension here. That's 39. Let's go down here and type 39 in this corner. So now it places the center of your hole here at this edge. So it takes care of this hole. Now we've got 2 more. So when you're using rectangular feature, you usually have 2 directions. Here's one direction. You call it width or length, whatever, and then you have the other direction. And then so I'm going to select direction 2. And then this time I'm going to select the edge of my inside rectangle. Okay. So now you can see that it's moving. The arrow is pointed in the direction it has to go. Remember, you have this flip button. If I was to do this on 10 different computers, sometimes 2 out of the 10 it might be going in a different, like doing something weird like this. Okay, if that's the case, just click this flip button and then make sure that it's going in the right direction. Okay, and make sure this says 2, and the distance we want is 39. And look like I got 3 more holes there, so go ahead and click OK. And now I have now I have 4 holes. Let's go ahead and turn off the visibility of this sketch. Okay, and you can see that I have 4 holes that go all the way through my part here. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to the next video.